Alright, it is the first video of 2017. Probably should have gotten a party favor or something. So, first video of 2017, and there isn't a motorcycle in it. The truth of the matter is, both of the bikes are kind of in a weird spot right now and can't be ridden. Actually, you know what? Before I go on with the point of this video, let me just show you what's going on with that. The DRZ needs an oil change, and the FZ6 almost left me stranded the other night. The DRZ, it just, you know, needs a routine oil change, no big deal there, but this one has a little bit more going on. The long story short of it is something's up with the chain. I think I need a new one, but I'm not 100% sure. I need to look it over and make sure everything's good. But anyway you look at it, the chain needs adjustment. But the other thing is I need a new tire before the next Tampa meetup. Frankly, I don't trust this tire to go all the way to Tampa and back. And yes, before anyone says anything, look at that chicken strip. All of this 1 finger wide. So that's pretty much what's going on with the bikes right now. But you know, I'll have that all sorted out within a few days. But for right now, let's go back inside. Seeing as I can't ride the bikes right now, I figured, since I also kind of want to use this new fancy camera that I got a little more, I would talk to you guys a little about my tattoos. So 2016 was actually the year I got my first tattoo. So I got my first tattoo in early June. You ever said a word really, really often and it kind of all of a sudden sounds like it's not the right word, like you're saying something wrong? I have a feeling that the word tattoo is going to become that for me in this video, and the more I say it, the more I'm going to be like, is this even a real word? The other thing is, aside from maybe making a video to entertain you guys, I figure that seeing as it's the end of 2016 and the beginning of 2017, it would be nice for me to be able to look back, let's say at the end of 2017, depending on how much progress I've made on more tattoos and piercings and whatever. It'd be nice to be able to look back at where I was at this point in my life and see what progress happens in 2017. So my first tattoo that I got in 2016, which was actually my first tattoo, like I said, period, was this right here. I'll zoom in on it for you guys. Not quite that much. So I'm sure as a lot of you guys recognize, that's the Mandalorian skull, or more accurately, the Mythosaurus skull that Boba Fett and other Mandalorians have on their shoulder armor. As for the meaning of that one, that's kind of complicated. So a first tattoo, I think people, and I know at least for me, I got super hung up on my first tattoo needing to be so meaningful. And that's fine for some people, but for me, it was one of those things where I kept like, no matter how good an idea was, it wasn't, like I would always think like I can make it more meaningful and more important to me. And I got so caught up with that that I just could never make that first step. So I decided that, first off, I was scared. I'll be honest, I was a little bit scared of getting my first tattoo. I didn't know what it was gonna feel like. I didn't want to get something too big. And as much as I've always loved tattoos and I knew that I wanted to get like a lot of them eventually, getting started is always the hardest part. So I've always loved Star Wars. I've always thought Boba Fett and like Jango Fett and all that were really, and the Mandalorians were really cool characters, but Boba Fett in particular, because he doesn't take crap from anybody. Yeah, he was kind of a bad guy in some of the movies, but like if you read the now annoyingly defunct expanded universe novels, Boba Fett actually ends up becoming essentially a good guy, and even his bad actions, a lot of them were kind of explained for noble reasons, and I just always have gravitated towards characters like that. So it made sense to get that symbol on me, for me. On to the next tattoo. The next one is the one here on my shoulder. That tattoo is actually a seal of Rassilon. It's from Doctor Who. Yes, sci-fi nerd. Huge sci-fi nerd. I will absolutely fess up to that. Eventually, I do want this arm to be a full sort of storybook, sci-fi themed sleeve. That was what I always had a love for reading and watching growing up, and it influenced me a lot. So it makes sense for me to kind of have that as a tribute. My third tattoo, or what technically some people have said is like a third and fourth tattoo. I guess it's technically two separate tattoos, but I kind of consider it one only because I got them at the same time, which are these here, my Nautical Stars. So the story behind these is it's less about them having a meaning and more a memory. But I guess if you do want to have kind of a meaningful story to it, 2016 was a year of finding myself. A lot of things changed in my life, and I thought that the symbolism of a nautical star kind of directing you on your way was appropriate. A compass would have worked too, I guess, but I just like the stars. But more importantly, to me at least at this point, is the memory. This happened a couple months back. I was in Tampa with Shade Tree Surgeon, and I was with also Dino Biker, CB Shenanigans, and CB Hooligan. And Dino Biker and Shenanigans decided to get their first tattoo. And while I was there, you know, it was such a fun trip and such a fun weekend that I thought to myself, I kind of want something to commemorate, but I didn't know what. And then it just kind of hit me while I was sitting there was I could get the nautical stars on my shoulders that I had actually initially been considering to get as a first tattoo, but I didn't get them as a first tattoo because I was admittedly scared to get anything kind of on the chest area because I'd heard that it was more painful than something on the arm like these ones are. So I went ahead and I just did them on the spot, and I was really happy with how they came out. And that's actually where, if you guys follow me on Instagram from a few months ago, the whole like gunshot video that went semi-viral, like I don't know, I didn't hashtag it or anything, and I got 5,000 or 6,000 views off of it for some reason. That's actually what that was from. That was when I got these tattooed, and by the time I got back to the hotel when I filmed that, like they had bled like crazy, and it was just super gnarly looking, like I had blood going all down my chest on both sides and stuff. Because I was an idiot, and like after I got them tattooed, I went to eat and I was wearing like a backpack and stuff like that, which, you know, caused abrasion and stuff. And then the next day I rode back 200 miles with a backpack with the straps digging in again, because you know, preparation is important. So that's the story of those tattoos. Now for my fifth tattoo, the most recent. I'm gonna have to move the camera for this part, so come on down and check this out. So my fifth tattoo is down here on my chicken leg. Now let me see if I can get a good angle here. Yeah, there we go. It is a rose. So that tattoo was done really kind of a spur of the moment thing. I'd been thinking about getting just something classic like a rose for a little while, and I was in a study group for, we were preparing for a presentation this past semester, and she posted on Instagram that she had time available that afternoon, and she posted her flash sheets, and I saw the flash for that, and I thought it was a really nice rose, so I messaged her. I was like, hey, is the rose still available? She said yes, so I said I'll be there in a couple hours, and I pretty much just went over there and got it done. And that's pretty much the story of my tattoos as of the end of 2016, beginning of 2017. I already have quite a few more planned for this year, and actually Palm Beach Rider and Mrs. Palm Beach Rider, being the awesome friends that they are, got me this for Christmas. Go on, focus. Yeah, a gift card at Ace's High Tattoo, my local shop. I'm interested to see what next year brings, or this year. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, even though it's a little different and there's not really any motorcycles in here. I mean, there is actually, you know what? There's that motorcycle right there. Alright, that's it for this video guys. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Bye. Whoosh!